What's the most outrageous thing a step-parent stole from you? My stepfather Phil had been married to my mom for 4 years and hated that I didn't need him for rides anymore. He was the type who needed control. Mom's credit cards were in his wallet. Her phone had location tracking, and he'd convinced her that working would stress her anxiety. I'd saved for 3 years to buy my 2015 Honda Civic. Every paycheck from waiting tables, every birthday dollar, every penny from selling plasma twice a week went into my car fund. When I finally bought it at 19, I paid cash, $8,500 for 70,000 miles. One owner, perfect maintenance records. Phil especially hated that I bought the car myself, when his own son, my stepbrother Craig, couldn't even afford gas money at 25. The accident happened on a Tuesday. Some drunk runner hit me at a red light, sending me to the ICU with a collapsed lung and fractured ribs. My car, miraculously, only had moderate front-end damage, maybe $3,000 to fix according to the EMT, who was also a mechanic. It was towed to our driveway while I was unconscious. I woke up 3 days later to my mom crying and Phil pacing on his phone. First thing I asked about was my car. "Don't worry about that now," Phil said. "Focus on healing." Something in his tone made my skin crawl, but I was too drugged and exhausted to push it. A week into my 2-week hospital stay, my friend Deanna visited and mentioned she'd driven by my house. "Your car's not in the driveway anymore. Did insurance take it to a shop?" I hadn't filed an insurance claim yet. I called Mom immediately. "Oh honey, Phil handled all that. He said it was totaled, so we had it scrapped. But don't worry, he got you $500 from the junkyard. We'll put it toward a new car when you're better." $500 for a car worth $8,000 minimum, even with damage. Put Phil on the phone. "Sweetheart, you need rest. Now, Mom." Phil got on, already defensive. "That car was a hazard sitting in my driveway. It was leaking fluids, attracting rats. The city would have fined us. Where did you take it?" "Jerry's Salvage. Look, they said it wasn't worth fixing. Frame damage, engine problems." I hung up and called Jerry's Salvage. They'd never heard of my car. I called 6 other salvage yards. Nothing. Then I checked Craigslist. There it was. My exact car. Same license plate partially visible. Same distinctive scratch on the rear bumper from when I learned to parallel park. Same fuzzy dice hanging from the mirror. Listed for $7,000 as minor front damage, runs perfect, rebuilt title, cash only, quick sale. The seller's number was Phil's burner phone he thought I didn't know about. I screenshot everything and checked Facebook Marketplace. Found it there too. Posted by Craig's girlfriend with the description, "Helping my boyfriend's dad sell this car. Great deal. First $6,500 takes it." My nurse could tell I was about to stroke out from my heart monitor going crazy. When I explained, she said something that saved everything. "Hospital security cameras cover the parking lot and street. If he took your car without permission while you were incapacitated, that's grand theft auto." Hospital security pulled the footage. Clear as day. Phil arriving in his truck with Craig, them hot wiring my car, I had my keys with me, and driving it away. Timestamp: 4 hours after my accident, while I was in emergency surgery. I called the police from my hospital bed. They took my statement and asked for documentation. I had everything. The title in my name only. Insurance cards, registration, receipts from buying it, even a photo from the day I bought it with the seller. Detective Martinez was assigned my case. Turns out, Phil was already on their radar for unemployment fraud. This gave them reason to dig deeper. Meanwhile, Phil had found a buyer. Some college kid named Justin had agreed to pay $6,000 cash. They arranged to meet that Saturday, the day before my discharge. Detective Martinez and 2 officers were waiting at the meeting spot. Justin, poor kid, had no idea the car was stolen. He'd brought his dad and an envelope of cash. Phil showed up with Craig and fake paperwork, including a forged title transfer and bill of sale with my signature. The arrest was beautiful. Phil tried to run and fell into a drainage ditch. Craig cried and immediately ratted out his dad, saying the whole thing was Phil's idea and he'd forced Craig to help. They found my original title in Phil's truck, along with 4 other car titles that weren't his, and a notebook with practiced versions of my signature. Phil was charged with grand theft auto, forgery, fraud, and filing a false insurance claim. He tried to claim the car on his insurance as stolen after selling it. Craig got accessory charges but flipped on his dad for a plea deal. At the trial, Phil's lawyer argued it was a family misunderstanding, and Phil thought he was helping by selling a totaled car. The prosecution played the security footage of them hot wiring it while I was coding on an operating table. Phil got 18 months in prison, owes me $12,000 in restitution, and Mom filed for divorce when she found out he'd also been selling her jewelry and replacing it with fakes. My car was returned. The buyer's dad actually paid for the repairs out of sympathy, and it runs perfectly.